Shalom uvracha. The last few weeks we've been engaged in counting in Sfirat HaOmer. This week's Parsha talks about another counting, another Sfirah, the Sfirah of the counting of the years of the Shemitah, the years of the sabbatical, which culminates after 7 cycles with the Yovel, with the Jubilee year. And the Torah speaks about counting these special years, and at the end of this 49-year period, the land that is owned, that has been bought and sold, returns back to its original owner. And the Torah says, what is the message behind this idea? Va'aretz lo timacher litzmitut. In chapter 25, verse 23, the land shall not be sold into perpetuity. Ki li haaretz, for God says the land is mine. Ki gerim v'toshavim atem imadi, for you are gerim v'toshavim. It's a fascinating phrase, gerim v'toshavim. On the simple level, on the pshat level, this is what's called in biblical scholarship a hendedeis, which means 2 words that ultimately a noun and a verb, or 2 nouns that come, a noun and an adjective, or 2 nouns that come together and ultimately convey one message. Like in English, we say nice and warm, which is ultimately one idea. So too here, ger v'toshav is a description of a certain legal status. We're not fully owners, but at the same time, we're not simply guests. We are gerim v'toshavim, resident aliens. To use our Yiddish, we would say we're toshavit gers. We're gerim, which have a certain quality to them. Very similar to the word chesed ve'emet. It's an emet, or it's a chesed that has an emet quality to it. An emestik chesed. That's the simple pshat of the text. Chazal, the rabbis, both here, as well as back in the story of Abraham, read these 2 words atomistically. Ger v'toshav, to mean 2 different ideas. That we can be a ger in relationship to the world, as well as toshav. That there are times when we are fully engaged with the world, we're a toshav, and there are times when we are separate from the world. Rabbi Soloveitchik, in his classic essay, Confrontation, spoke at length about the idea that from one perspective, we are fully engaged in society. We are citizens, we are active in the economic, political, cultural sphere, and we are fully engaged as toshavim, as members of the human race, proud citizens of our countries. On the other hand, we're gerim, we're opposite. We have our own unique faith commitments. We have our own unique mitzvot, and we have our own unique vision of eternity, of destiny. We are gerim. I think a similar notion applies as well here. When we speak about, on the one hand, the Bible is emphasizing ki gerim v'toshavim atem imadi, that on the one hand, we have to recognize that we're ultimately transient. The land is not ours, not to be arrogant and think that we control everything, that we control our destiny in every single shape or form, to become so enamored with our wealth and our success that we forget God above. That's the message of gerim. But on the other hand, sometimes we forget, and if we push too hard on that notion, we forget the toshav, the idea that we are fully here for those 49 years, for those 7 years, for those 20 years, for whatever time, we need to fully engage with the economy, with politics, with the world around us, to try to make it a better place. It's very similar to the idea of the 6 days are not simply preparatory for Shabbat, but during the 6 days, we want to fill them with tochen, with content, with meaning, with impact. We should make those days, our work should be meaningful, we should be committed. We simply shouldn't try to trudge over the finish line, but rather a commitment to fully engage with the world, motivated by our sense of making this a better place. As the Rambam said, La'asok bi shuvo shel olam, l'takein olam b'malchut Shaddai. So as we complete this Parsha this week, let us think about that message of both being gerim v'toshavim in our relationship to the world, in our relationship to our jobs, in our relationship to everything that we are involved with in society. Shabbat Shalom to everyone and their families.